How's it going, everybody? JP here, and welcome to a brand new video series. Essentially, it's a theme week. Anybody who's followed my collaboration channels in the past knows that we do these theme weeks where over 7 days we review 7 horror films that kind of all have a common element to them, whether it be a subgenre like werewolves, vampires, creature features, anthologies, or they have the same director, or they came out in the same year, or whatever. The categories are kind of endless, same actor or something. And they're just really fun. You can create a lot of cool theme weeks out of thinking outside the box and stuff. um, so I always wanted to do these on my channel, and I think it's finally time to do that. I know Moods does these also, and they're quite awesome actually. I really enjoyed his Killer Rat Week. He did a Director Week recently. So sorry about the voice and stuff. I'm kind of sick right now. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of sniffly and nasally and stuff. Anyway, I the first theme week is going to be 7 days of foreign horror, and this is day one. The reason I chose foreign horror because I kind of just went through the collection and looked at all the films that I haven't watched yet and was kind of grouping them into categories, and I seen that foreign horror I had 7 films that were considered foreign, so that's the first one that I chose. I have a few other ideas. I'm gonna try to do one of these once a month, maybe once every 2 months. Maybe I'll do 2 this month actually, because I kind of have another idea. Um, but yeah, okay, so I basically took the 7 foreign horror films and didn't know which one to start with, so I just threw them in a randomizer. And the first film that I got, sorry for this long-winded intro, but I just kind of wanted to explain what I'm doing here. The first film I got is The Orphanage from the year 2007 with a tagline of, I forget, Dead Children Want to Play. I think that's the tagline. It's something along those lines. So this is a Guillermo del Toro produced horror film, and it is a Spanish horror film. Um, yeah, so it follows a woman as she returns to her childhood home. Now, her childhood home was an orphanage. She was an orphan, and she was adopted or, sent away. We never really are clued in on it. But she decides to return, and it's no longer an orphanage. It's now a house. It's a giant house, obviously, because they had to, house a bunch of orphans. So she returns with her family, a husband, and a son. We find out later through in the film that her son is actually also an orphan. So she's not, biologically his mother. And we also find out that her son is HIV positive, which was kind of a shocking moment. And, you really wasn't expecting that. It was kind of sad. Um, so they definitely deal with the fact that their son is probably going to die one day, before they die. And basically, there are ghosts in the house. Their son starts hearing, has an imaginary friend, and he's acting a little bit weirder. And this house is set in right next to the sea, so it kind of has this weird, kind of atmosphere. It almost feels like The Ring or something. Um, some of the colors are like washed out and stuff. Uh, so basically, one day her son disappears, and she thinks that the spirits that are haunting the house have something to do with it. She's basically trying to uncover the many mysteries of this orphanage where she grew up and somehow recover her son. She brings in some investigator types. She, contacts the police. They look everywhere for her son. She can't find him. Um, so yeah, that's basically the plot. I don't want to go into it too much. There are a ton of mysteries and uh, kind of reveals that happen throughout this film, so I definitely don't want to spoil too much. There are some very, very chilling moments in this film, and it mostly comes from some of the reveals. It's kind of it's not a straight up horror film. You get the vibe that it's more a thriller because there's not a whole lot of horror. It's a very slow burn, but when it actually has a reveal or you see something, it's very chilling. Very very creepy. It has that creepy slow burn. Very kind of washed out colors. There's a lighthouse and stuff. Really cool stuff there. I really enjoyed the location of this film. Um, and the big creepy house and stuff. I liked I liked the end the one of the reveals towards the end, but I am not sure how I feel about the very end of the film and the conclusion. Um, it it seems to end on a somewhat sad note, but then it ends on like a sappy note, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. So this is definitely a well-made film. It has a lot of value to its creepiness, and if you're a fan of those ghost stories, this is a very strong one to check out. The slow burn ghost stories, you will definitely probably like this one. I, however, am not really a fan of those, and I did like this film, but I found myself a tad bit bored at times and wanting more, just more of something, more haunting, more creepiness. The creepy moments were few and far between. There were, the ones that the few that there were very very good, but there just wasn't enough of them to really make this film completely worth sitting through. I'm glad I've seen it, but I probably will not revisit this one anytime soon. And I would rate this film a 6.5 out of 10. It's probably a better film than what I'm rating it, but me personally not really liking these ghost style stories, just can't really give it anything higher. So 6.5 out of 10. Check it out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day number 2. Hope you guys enjoy this series. And YouTube has been dead lately, so please leave me a comment and let me know you're here. So peace out, guys.